Good morning, good morning. It is Friday. Yay, Friday, May 19th. You have reached the morning Horn of Z's, the news as per Bix Weir from roadtoruta.com. Welcome. We walk through the news every day, just about every day. And I talk about how it relates to the Road to Ruta theory, the theory that there are people behind the scenes trying to take out the bad guys and get us out of this insanity, pure insanity that is going on every day. If you can't see it, open your eyes. From our government to our monetary system to our weather, our changing earth, everything. We talk about it all. But to start off today, I want to give away something. Got a whole mess of new subscribers on both the website and the YouTube site. Thank you all. Welcome. You have a lot to learn about the Road to Ruta theory. It is different. It is unique. And it takes some study to get up to speed. But it's real easy to do. Just go to the website. Here's a picture of the website, roadtoruta.com. And today I'm giving away a free book. Not the first one, but the second book, Out of the Darkness. So if you signed up, you already have the free book, the first one, Silver, Gold, Bitcoin, and God. And if you haven't yet, just to the left there at roadtoruta.com, you put your name in and your email, and you get a free email service, and you get a free book that you can download. It's a PDF book, and I think you'll like it. But today we are giving away another free book, the second book, Book 2. Right there at the top of the website is a free copy of Book 2. It's called Out of the Darkness. Just click on that, and there's the link right there below that you can download the PDF book. So there's a gift for you. You can't beat that. But please make sure you subscribe because you don't want to miss anything on the Road to Ruta because it's getting a little crazy out there. And speaking of crazy, let's jump right into the crypto world. Why are people buying the alt currencies, the Bitcoins of the world, the Ripples, the Ethereums? Why are people going to this new form of money? If you think about it, it's really the last thing to go, the last thing to be transformed from the old version to the new version, the new high-tech version. Look at the mailman, and how much business was lost to email. Now we communicate by email, but before the 1990s, we pretty much communicated by snail mail, and the world changed. And now it's email and Snapchat and Instagram and Twitter. But the monetary system has not changed. And that is what is going on right now. It's a shift from the old system of central control, banksters and governments controlling your money, your wealth, your life. And they are being kicked out, kicked to the curb because of their abuse of us. And one of the options that will be available are these cryptocurrencies. They are safe. They are volatile right now because they're very young. Very few people are involved with it at all. You know, I know those in the crypto world say, "Oh, we're in a bubble." No, they don't say it. People outside say, "Oh no, that's a bubble." It's only a bubble when your neighbor on both sides of your house comes to you and says, "Hey, I found a new cryptocurrency that you need to invest in." Then we can even start thinking about bubble territory. And so raise your hand if anybody on your block is involved with Bitcoin or the alt currencies. It's very rare. So no, we're not even close to a bubble. It will get to bubble form. Probably Bitcoin will be over $1 million by then, and it's not that far off. I would say 3 or 4 years. After the banks collapse, everything is free game. Silver and gold obviously will be involved. So get yourself silver. Definitely keep it in your own possession. Keep it hidden away. And your alt currencies, make sure you keep them offline. Paper wallets or removable storage devices like the Trezor wallet. It's so important because all the companies that have online wallets and online exchanges are knee-deep in the unbacked fiat monetary system. So when the banks go down, they're going to go down as well. And you can kiss your alt currency goodbye. Or at least kiss it goodbye for a while it goes through bankruptcy. All you who have dealt with the Mt. Gox debacle know what a pain that is. So definitely keep it in your own possession, in your own hands. Same with silver. No third party, no SLV, no stock derivative. If you own silver on a stock market in a vault somewhere that you don't control, you own a silver derivative. Even if it is physical metal, you own a silver derivative. You have an IOU from somebody that they're going to take care of your metal for you. It's time to take your own responsibility for yourself. So get it out of there. All right, let's look at what's going on in the cryptocurrencies craziness. But it's so early. It's crazy just to think about how early it is. Bitcoin has broken through the $1,900 level. The next jump we should be looking at close to $2,400 for the next kind of pause. Of course, 2,000 will be a number that might be fought over, but 2,400 is doubling of the original high, the Mt. Gox high, 2,400. So I think that's the next time people say, "Oh my God, it's gone too high. I'm going to shed some of my position." But in the long run, if you wait a year, we're going to see. In my estimation, we're looking at over $10,000 per Bitcoin by the end of the year. So it was crazy when I said that, when Bitcoin was under $1,000 last December, but now we're inching up to $2,000. So it's only 5 times, and in the crypto world, that's nothing. If you look at some of these currencies, like Ripple has gone just nuts, up I think 1,000% in the last month. Crazy stuff. Ripple has overtaken Ethereum in market cap for now, but Ethereum is just starting to rock again. Ethereum, you're going to be hearing news about Ethereum for the next 20 years, almost daily, because it's a platform that everybody can use and participate in, and it's basically using the blockchain. So if you like to hear good news about your cryptocurrency or your investment, Ethereum is the call. I do think Ethereum will catch up to Bitcoin as far as market cap, which means at least 3 times from here. But I think Bitcoin will be rocking. So I can see Ethereum being price for price 50% of Bitcoin, which would put it at 1,000 now, and it's at 116. Maybe even more, depending on when the excitement comes about oh my God, we can actually use Ethereum for things, whereas Bitcoin's a currency. Ethereum is a useful tool. So yeah, get some Ethereum. Ripple has issues as far as it really relies on the banks staying in business, and I don't think the banks will stay in business. But in the meanwhile, Ripple's going to run like crazy because the banks are buying it and they use it. So yeah, if you give someone the power and ability to print money out of thin air, and you can buy a cryptocurrency with it, there you have it. That's what Ripple is. But remember, at the end of each quarter, the banks have to report earnings. They like to pad their earnings. So if there are gains in Ripple, they will probably take the gains and count them as earnings, and then get in the next few weeks. So that's why you see Ripple, every time we get near the end of the quarter, there's a slam down, and then it goes up, and then it gets slammed down to the next quarter. They did do something. They locked up, I think, 14 billion coins so that it wasn't so volatile. I don't know how that will affect it this quarter or going into the banking crash. I think the banks are going to sell everything. So hang on to your hat for that. Hang on to your alt currency outside of the system. Just be prepared for massive volatility everywhere you look. Ultimately, like I've said for years, you're going to look back and say, oh my God, I should have bought more. I know you're saying it right now. You're saying it, I should have got into Bitcoin when it was, $200, when it was $100, when it was $1,000. I should have got in. You're going to be saying the same thing a year from now. I should have got into Bitcoin when it was below $2,000. I can't believe I had a chance to change my life, and I didn't buy any below $2,000, and now it's at $100,000 or $1 million a coin. $1 million a coin is not out of the realm of potential and probability, I would say. In 5 to 10 years, you're looking at $1 million Bitcoin per coin. So yeah, for $2,000 today, you can be a millionaire at some point. Now, what that $1 million will get you, as far as if there's hyperinflation or anything like that, is kind of unknown. Ethereum, I love to death. The other ones, there will be some that survive, but most of the 700 plus altcoins will go away when money is much harder, when money is much more valuable. Right now, money is free. Banks give away free money. They create it out of thin air, and they give it away practically free. Hedge funds are playing in the altcoins. A lot of the tech people are playing in the altcoins. So when the tech bubble pops, you're going to be seeing some selling of some of these altcoins. It's going to be volatile. There's just no doubt about it. But you should get in. You should have a core position that you sit and wait. You just get it and you sit and wait. And you wait a couple years, you're going to be very, very happy. I know it's been on a tear. It's hard to buy when it goes up so high. But truthfully, when it goes down, you don't buy either. So don't try to time anything. Average in. Dollar cost averaging is always fun because, yeah, you're going to buy some high and you're going to buy some low, and you're going to end up with a good position. And definitely the cryptos are something you want to be in for the long run. For the collapse of the banking system, the cryptocurrencies will be an option. And one of the only options. Silver and gold will be options, and whatever each government decides to do with their monetary system. I think the U.S. will have a combination of gold and Bitcoin as money going forward. And I'm not so sure about silver because it's needed in other places. And I think silver will be at par with gold, which is crazy to think about. Silver's being held down at $17, below $17. And gold's at like $1,200, $1,300. But yeah, silver and gold will be at parity, 1-to-1. Because silver's so valuable, amazingly valuable, both monetarily, but mainly in the new technologies that are coming out. And silver is absolutely vital to the way we live. That's why they control it. That's why it's so important to control the price of silver. So that's the cryptos for your crypto pep talk for the day. Get ready for volatility. I'm just saying it could drop by 50%. Oh my God, 50%? You can't think that way. It's going to drop by 50%. It's going to raise by 100%. It's going to just go bang, 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 bang. But in the long run, 3-4 years from now, if you sock it away, you're going to be saying, oh God, thank God I bought as much as I could when in the early days I was an early adapter. This is your chance to buy Microsoft in the 1980s. That type of thing. Anyway, moving on to Zero Hedge. Let's see what we got going on in Zero Hedge today. We have Trump isn't a train wreck. Nassim Taleb destroys the media narrative. You notice that Zero Hedge has all kinds of ads these days? Good for them. They're making money. Anyway, let's see. If you own stocks without a hedge right now, it's not rational. The insanity of what's going on is just unbelievable. The reason the stock market is so high, the reason the bond market is holding on, is because the Fed buys stocks and bonds and controls the market with computer programs. It's the only reason. Rationality in today's market, since there are no free markets, absolutely. What Chris Powell said years ago, there are no free markets anymore. It's absolutely true. They're all controlled and rigged, mainly out of the U.S. Treasury. Steve Mnuchin, the Goldman Sachs head of IT, is now in charge. And it's a computer click, and he can make the price of gold go to $1 million or $0 with a click of a mouse. And how it goes to $0, they just sell unlimited amounts of contracts and then shut the exchange down. That might be the end game, or the end game might be the $1 million gold and silver. We don't know yet. All right, Anthony Weiner's in the news. I love it. Weiner gets roasted, set to plead guilty to sexting with a minor. That is like the least of his crimes and the people he's involved with crimes. I mean, we're talking, I don't know if Weiner was in charge, involved with any murder, but he's definitely in charge of, or has been involved in some of the sex rings in our political upper elite. So I would say, yeah, he's getting off lucky just to be charged with sexting a minor. After years of sexting scandals that cost him his marriage with Abedin, lucky him, and potentially even cost Hillary the White House, disgraced former Democratic congressman and New York mayoral candidate Anthony Weiner is set to appear in a federal courtroom in Manhattan today to enter a guilty plea for sexting with a minor. There's a really good documentary on Anthony Weiner. Go check it out. Uma Abedin's in the documentary too. I forgot the name of it. I think it's called Weiner. But you can get an idea of this guy. He's just a freaking nut. Absolute nutbag. So yeah, very odd guy. We love him though. If you love freedom, you love that Anthony Weiner had all that information on his laptop or on his iPad or whatever it was on, because that is the smoking gun for everybody in Washington to get taken down. At least a third of Congress is involved in that stuff. Fed's Bullard slams recovery narrative, confirms Fed top ticked economy, hints at Fed policy error. In a surprisingly candid discussion of recent economic downturns, St. Louis Fed president said growth is unlikely to move meaningfully this year from the current trend of about 2%, and that inflation expectations have surprised to the downside, adding that financial market readings since the March decision have been opposite of expectations. This may suggest that the FOMC's contemplated policy rate path is overly aggressive relative to actual incoming data. That's insane. Every single market is rigged, so in every single data point coming out of the U.S. government is rigged, so it's all a game. This is all smoke and mirrors. For the reality behind the scenes, Steve Mnuchin clicking on the computer. But the game is played this way, so we're going to laugh and cry as we head into the summer, and whether or not the Fed raises interest rates or lowers them in June, it's not going to matter. I would suspect they're going to keep them level or raise the quarter point, which is a ridiculous amount. So the interest rates are still stupidly low, which is great for the cryptocurrencies because the hedge funds can borrow cheaply and buy cryptos and make a hell of a lot of money. So yeah, keep the interest rates low, keep the game going, and if you're smart and you invest in the right things, cryptocurrencies, silver especially, when silver is let free from manipulation or fights free from manipulation, that's going to be everybody and their mother is going to be running into silver, which is going to be great. B of A warns of tech mania risk, sees highest tech inflows since the dot-com bubble. Yeah, everybody's throwing, because money's free. Money's not valued as much as it should be. The hedge funds can get practically free money. The banks create money out of thin air. And when money's free, it flows wherever they think it's going to make the most for them. And bravo to the tech guys. And those are a lot of guys investing in the Bitcoin alt currencies and things like that. So I'm not going to be happy to see that bubble pop, because I think the alt currencies will take a hit. I don't think Bitcoin will be affected all that much, or Ethercoin, or some of the bigger alts, but the other ones will go away. They won't go away. They'll still be there. They'll just be trading at a tenth of a penny when they were up at $20-$30. All right, striking video. Venezuelan police unleash devastating water cannon on protesters. Yeah, it's getting ugly in Venezuela. A lot of it's our fault. Steve Mnuchin and the U.S. Treasury and U.S. Fed, because they control all the unbacked fiat money as well. So they've destroyed Venezuela in many ways. You can blame the United States for that. But also had bad policies. The policy should have been shut the door to any of the virtual markets and confiscate everything from the United States that's on their property. All the gold mines, I think they've already done that. And go without the rest of the world. Countries can survive without the rest of the world if the rest of the world is insane, which it is right now. You think which countries will be better off after the crash? It's the countries that can support themselves without the outside influence of imports and all that for survival. Yes, the standard of living will change in the United States greatly, but we'll also have jobs because we have to make things again. And we can put people on, bring our troops home and put them on the border where they belong, and so they can protect our borders, and we can have, from anybody coming in who we don't want in. This is our country. Trump was absolutely right. Look what's happening to Europe with open borders. So it'll be really interesting where it goes from here, but definitely CHAOS is coming to the United States very soon with the collapse of the banking system. And there it is. Bitcoin soars above 1950. Bitcoin's just on a roll. And not as much as the other alt currencies, but Bitcoin will once again take the lead position. It still has the highest market cap, but I think it says in here, yeah, despite Bitcoin dropping below 50% of total cryptocurrency market cap for the first time, the dominant virtual currency has continued to soar this week, breaking above 1950 this morning. So Bitcoin market cap is like at 31 billion, and the rest are a little above 31 billion. So Bitcoin has lost its dominant share, but that's compared to 700 plus other cryptocurrencies that are getting a lot of speculation money right now. All that money will flow back into Bitcoin when some of these cryptos, the small alt currencies, start crashing. Is my prediction. Purchased in 1984 for $19,000, Basquiat painting sells for a mind-blowing $111 million. Could be the single best unleveraged investment in history. A portrait by New York artist Jean-Michel Basquiat. First purchased in 1984 for $19,000, sold for a mind-blowing $110 million during a Sotheby's auction Thursday night in New York. That, my friends, is a great example that money is still free. Absolutely. The big money players have, they got this money out of thin air. And the Fed created it, and the big money people are soaking it up and putting it anywhere they can put it. They could have put it in Bitcoin. I'm sure they probably will. They'll sell that painting for $112 million and put it all into Bitcoin. So yeah, lots to look forward to in our crazy situation. I will be posting the Friday road trip for Road to Ruta private road members later today. And I hope you guys check out, go to the Road to Ruta website and get your free book, roadtoruta.com. It's book 2. It's right at the top. And join the Road to Ruta. Get on the leading edge of what's going on behind the scenes. And that's what I try to keep everybody up to speed with, the battles behind the scenes. We will beat these bad guys. We will take the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers and all those bad guys out. And the process is going on. It's messy, it's ugly, but it is happening. It is working. We are winning. So hang in there, and we'll talk to you later.